Hello and welcome back to another certified OG shifting video. In today's video we're doing something a bit different, and honestly I'm a bit scared of today's adventure because it is going to be pretty extreme. We're taking my T-Rex onto Europe's toughest off-road tour. I'm taking Celine with me once again. You have to be very experienced with off-roading for this tour, which I honestly have to say I'm not. But I mean, what should happen? You know, it's gonna be alright. So let's go.
Alright. Let's pause this video here for a second because honestly I was a bit nervous since this is going to be my first ever off-road trip and also my first ever big trip with my T-Rex. We're going to Corsica, which is a pretty big island in front of Europe, and I'm pretty sure it's probably one of the most beautiful islands that Europe has to offer. It was once home to Napoleon Bonaparte and now it's home to Europe's most beautiful and also, I would say, toughest off-road trails. Some of them are pretty sketchy and very tight, and you have to be careful of some of the many rocks that are laying around because Corsica is a pretty rocky island. It's going to be a pretty big challenge navigating through some of these areas with the huge T-Rex, probably one of the biggest trucks you can currently buy in Europe. We're going to be joined by the guys from the Delta 4x4 off-road tours. They were kind enough to invite me to this trip, and most of them have very highly built and very specific off-road cars, so it's going to be quite interesting to see how the Ram T-Rex compares to those. I think we're in for a good time, and I'm very willing to push my T-Rex to its boundaries, so let's get right into it. Enjoy the video.
Before we start this video, I want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and the sponsor of today's video is Car Vertical. Car Vertical lets you check all of the information from most cars here in over 25 countries. It is actually the perfect platform if you intend to buy any cars, especially imported ones. In Germany it's a bit tricky, you can only currently see all of the history from imported vehicles because of strict guidelines, but especially this is very important because, as you probably already know, there's been quite an influx for imported vehicles, especially from the US in Europe over the last couple of years, and this is where Car Vertical comes in clutch. So they were kind enough to actually send me a report. I found it pretty fitting because they sent me a report for a Ram T-Rex. As you can see here in the report, they let you check the mileage, they let you check if everything on the legal side of the car is okay, so if the car has been stolen or anything else. They also let you check if the car has been in any previous accidents, and they also let you check if the car has any current damages. So with this T-Rex, at least the odometer seems to be fine, no miles have been rolled back, the legal status is also good, so this car has not been stolen. But here's the tricky part, this car has a title check, which means that it most likely is salvaged, so it has been in an accident, and as you can see in the pictures down below, this car has been in a major accident. So actually a pretty bad situation. As you can see, it is very important to always check the history of your car. Car Vertical is actually a really good source for these informations. If you want to use their service, with this code you can save 20% on Car Vertical and become a member. I would highly suggest it. It is very important if you keep buying cars. And yeah, let's get back to the video. Alright, hello and welcome. I am now officially probably the guy with the biggest truck and the smallest PP on this island. Corsica itself is a pretty big island, but the roads and everything itself is very tiny. And I already talked to some guys here, and they said that it's probably the first time that a Ram T-Rex has been on this island. So we're in for a good time, I guess. Honestly, I'm very excited to see how good the T-Rex goes. By the way, if you look behind us, there's a Bronco, which is pretty cool. So there's quite some cool cars on this rally, but obviously none of them are as big and useless as my T-Rex. I've always kind of wanted a Bronco Raptor. I think they're pretty cool. So seeing this right now in front of me kind of makes me want to get one again. I think they're pretty cool cars. I don't know if they're cooler than the Ford Raptor, like the F-150 Raptor. But yeah, this is not a Raptor, by the way. I think this is a normal one. It's already pretty tricky driving around these streets here, so I don't really know how it's gonna be off-road because it's already pretty tight and sketchy here in this area with the T-Rex. You can see the Bronco. The Bronco is pretty wide already. The Bronco is pretty wide already, but yeah, I was already making contact with some bushes and Gehsteige on the way out of the ferry because the T-Rex is just so extremely wide. Also, probably didn't really help much that I put on wider wheels and even wheel spacers to make it even more wide. But it looks pretty cool, and that's all that matters. But honestly, pretty surreal feeling right now, driving around in Corsica with your own car. Never really thought I'm gonna do this, but here we are. Also, never really thought I'm gonna do like an off-road trip, but here we are again. So far it's very beautiful here, very beautiful island, very clean and very Mediterranean. Yeah. So we arrived at the hotel.
Oh Gott.
Ja, so lustig.
Ja, vielleicht sollte es halt gerade reinfahren. Oh Gott. Sollen wir Spiegel einklappen? Ja, passt.
Ja.
Ja.
Guter Vorgeschmack, wie es den Rest verlaufen wird hier vermutlich.
Mhm.
Alright, checked into our room. We have to say this is a pretty romantic, beautiful hotel here in Corsica. Ah, Rosenflicken. Alright, so hungry, I have to eat something. But first, I'm gonna show you guys the cars. So right here we have a brand new Ranger, which is built I think by Delta 4x4 itself. Pretty cool setup. I really love those lights on the roof. These will probably come in handy at one point of the rally. Also in here, spare tire, toolbox and everything. Then over here we have an old G-Class, also pretty cool. Yeah, typical off-road car. I don't know what this is about. This one here, I really like this one. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but it looks very, very funny. It's like 2 doors, very retro seats in here. RAV4 is this. This one I also like. It's a Jimny Cabrio. This is like pretty much the opposite of my car because it is very small, very light, and it probably won't have any issues whatsoever coming through these very tight and sketchy roads. This is an old Land Cruiser. I also like those. This would be very cool to pull my Supra because it has, I think the newer ones have like a 2JC or something similar inside. Also with the winch in front. I really hope we don't need this. Yeah, so there you can kind of see a little bit of a size comparison, how wide my T-Rex is compared to a normal off-road car. This is one of the bigger cars in the rally and it's just absolutely insane. I really have to say this Land Rover though is pretty cool car. I'm a huge fan of Land Rovers, especially the old ones. This is probably the off-road car I would buy if I would get an off-road car, like a completely dedicated, like for rock crawling or whatever these guys do. Also, we have some pretty nice Bilstein setup going on over here. Obviously my T-Rex, completely original except for the wheels. Oh, and I have some lights. Over here, the Bronco. This is a four-door Bronco. Pretty cool car. I really like the old ones. New ones also are pretty nice. I think this is pretty much an underrated car, at least here in Europe. You don't really see them driving around that much. And this here is probably the second biggest car next to mine. This is the BF Goodrich VW Amarok. Not a huge fan of the Amarok. This gap here could be a little bit smaller. It's a bit too high, but apart from that, very beautiful car. Very cool. Obviously, it's completely modified, completely custom. Obviously, custom suspension, everything. So yeah, like I said, I think like 2 or 3 cars are missing still. So you're gonna see them tomorrow in the morning. But apart from that, you can kind of get an overview why I am a bit nervous driving my huge T-Rex around when the biggest car is this Amarok. And they already had some major issues because they did, they are obviously the guides of the tour. They did some preview of the tour. They obviously had to come here a few months earlier. And they said they had some huge issues already with the Amarok. Let's see how this will go. Gonna go eat something and I'll see you guys later. All right, in the meantime, while we went to eat something, 2 more cars arrived, which is this Range Rover, pretty nice laser lamps in the front. Also obviously a Delta 4x4 car. This also showed up, which has the fitting license plate. Pretty nice setup in the front as well. And yeah, this one can go pretty deep underwater, as you can probably guess. Oh, actually, look at this. Also with snorkel, spare tires, roof tent, everything you need. We're gonna go for one small little test drive on a pretty easy route into the mountains. They told me I should go there to check out if my car can even go this way, because if we can't go this road, we don't even have to bother going the other ones, because this is probably gonna be the widest road that we're gonna see while we're here. So we're gonna go there now, check it out, see how the T-Rex does, then come back, have some nice little dinner, and then tomorrow the tour finally starts. Let's go.
Uiuiui, schau mal wie eng. Oh mein Gott. Auf die spitzen Steine. Oh mein Gott. Oh Gott, Schatzi.
Weg runter.
Na, Schatzi, nicht Offroad. Na. Ich steig aus. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, wonderful. Good morning. Today is officially the first day of our journey and we are going to travel around 150 kilometers into the Corsica mountains right now, or like in a few minutes. We are 15 cars now. Everybody's here today. We have a guide here from Corsica who's going to lead us through all the ways because it can be a bit difficult up there. Today is going to be probably the most technical section of all these days that we're here because we are right now in the north side of Corsica and the north side is very, very rocky as you already saw yesterday. So we have lots of rocks. We need to be very careful with the tires because some of those rocks are really, really pointy. But apart from that, I think it's going to be pretty cool. We're going to go pretty much at the very last of the group because first of all, I think we can go the fastest so we can catch up whenever we do something and we also can get some outside shots this way. Yesterday's tour went pretty well. Yesterday's like test tour. My car is absolutely covered already. It looks kind of cool though, I have to say. Yeah, all the others, everybody's getting ready. They're checking the tire pressures, which I'm not gonna do because I'm lazy. But yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm very excited to go because the guy showed me some pictures yesterday and it looks absolutely beautiful up here in the mountain. Hey. Meow. Yeah, it looks absolutely beautiful up here in the mountains. We have a little bit of rain, so it's gonna be a bit muddy at first and then gonna see how it goes, I guess. So it's ready.
Oh yeah.
Oh, da was jetzt dabei.
Walkie-talkie, alles dabei.
Jawohl. So we just had the briefing at the start. The guide told me that my car is in fact too big, but I already knew that. So we're just gonna try to figure out a way how to make it work. And also he said it's gonna be very tricky today because up in the mountains the weather is gonna be pretty bad. Yeah, first day, first challenge. I really feel like a monster truck driving around here in these small streets. But it's so beautiful here, like the villages and everything. Alright, so this is officially the first off-road section and it is so wet and muddy already. My car is gonna look like absolute shit, I think.
Jesus, das war steil.
Okay, so this is going to be pretty much a mud party today. I just really hope it's not gonna be very slippery on the rocks because otherwise it's gonna be very interesting. The only car behind us is this blue Amarok, which looks pretty cool in my rear mirror. I think the only cars that might have an issue right now with this weather are the low-powered ones. I think. I'm not quite sure though. I think all the weight and all the power that I have is pretty good in this condition because the weight presses me further down to earth and the power helps me get up the mountains.
Okay.
But that's only a theory, so let's see. But so far it's pretty... I feel like a survival crew.
Yeah.
With all these off-road vehicles driving up some random streets. Oh. Look at all these cars, it looks so cool.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty happy that I didn't take the wrap off the T-Rex because if I look at all these bushes and they all have thorns on them, I think it's a pretty good protective solution for my paint on it. Oh, I should have done it first and I could have cleared all the bushes for all the others to join along.
Okay.
Okay, so a few cars further down front are struggling already, which is the Jimny and the RAV4. I think the cars just don't have enough power, honestly, to get along with these situations. Everyone is still in the group.
Yeah.
I overtook the Bronco, but we are still... der Regenbogen, ja.
Wow! Schau, wie schön jetzt wird. Oh Gott.
Jetzt kommt das schöne Wetter, ja.
Wow.
Slowly reaching the top of this mountain, and then I think we're just gonna go from mountain peak to mountain peak, which is gonna be fantastic. Well, I really have to say, so far this car feels a bit like an overkill. Suspension is so good, all-wheel drive system seems to be fantastic, tires are also fantastic. The only thing is, the suspension is quite hard for an off-road suspension. It is way better than most of these cars have, honestly. But the Raptor, which I had a few years ago, it was way softer. I think the Raptor would have been even more comfortable to drive in these conditions. The T-Rex is just honestly a cooler car all around because the V8 interior is way nice in the T-Rex and everything. top of the first mountain. We have a very incredible view. I'm gonna show you guys. Yeah, I think we're a bit too far up, but it is pretty cool so far. Let's see how the others are doing. Huh? Yeah, this is the chimney. It already smells a bit like it burns some water, but at least it's here, so good for that. Alright, actually I stand corrected. The chimney was not having any issues. The car that was having the issues was this RAV4, which obviously you can probably tell why it's having these issues. The car is just way too low, so they told me that on one of the sections the car was just in the air with two wheels, and only those two wheels were spinning, so the car rolled back and actually destroyed the exhaust or some parts of the underbody. It seems to be really good though. So yeah, this car is having some issues, but I have to say it looks kind of cool. I still like it. The front, it looks so wide and everything, very beefy. Alright, it's starting to rain even more now, so let's just keep going before it gets even worse.
Oha.
Alter.
Oh Gott,
Der ist ekelhaft, meine Güte. Bist du deppert. Pretty much in the clouds right now, which is pretty nice, but also pretty dark.
Oh yeah.
We were supposed to have like a really good view on this mountain, and I don't know, the clouds kind of ruined it. But yeah, so far I'm actually liking the way that T-Rex drives here in the terrain. For downhill I just shifted into four-wheel drive low, so I don't even have to brake. I can just let the car roll and let the suspension do its thing, which is doing it pretty good, I have to say. So, made it back down from the first mountain. Oh, that's pretty fun. Car looks like absolute, oh my god. Oh yeah, Jimmy is having some issues. The second gear is not working, or like making weird noises. Was auf Tank gestellt?
Ja, irgendwie Getriebe funktioniert nicht mehr so gut.
Der Kuhfladen! Na! Was sagt der Jimmy-Experte?
Kupplung und Getriebe.
Kupplung und Getriebe.
Alright, so clutch and gearbox and the chimney is rest in peace.
Ja?
Dritte ist komplett Asche,
Ja?
vierte Uhr,
Fünfte?
fünfte geht.
Ja, schau. Müsst den fünften fahren.
Yeah, chimney, half of the gears were missing in the chimney, but we're just gonna drive down the rest of the mountain, talk to the guide, see if they know somebody with a chimney gearbox, because here on this island there's actually quite many off-road vehicles and quite many chimneys. So the chances are not even that low that we might find a proper gearbox so we can change it. Well, chimney still has some issues, we haven't talked about that, but we were all the way back in there and now we came here. Now we're at the ocean. This is the Mediterranean Sea, if I'm correct. All the cars lined up, except for mine, because I'm extrovert. Ja, das ist dieser komische Strand, Mann. Nur Steine. Bro, I have to say, this place is so beautiful. I've come across many beautiful places this year, and Corsica is definitely one of them. Wow. This is so beautiful up here. I'm actually really happy I did this trip so far, but I'm also quite happy that the first stage is over, which is the rocky section of the trip. Very annoying to be shaking around in the car. Look at this. I know, most of you guys are here for the cars and everything, but every once in a while you just have to stop and appreciate nature, because as much as I like cars, being in nature and seeing stuff like this is just... This is what creates memories, and this is what like you'll remember in a few years, looking back at all this. Seeing those views and enjoying it. Also the air here is so crisp from the ocean, it just feels like it's charging up your whole body, just like giving you new power and making you motivated, which I needed after sitting around being shaken around in the car. The world is so beautiful, just have to go out and explore it. This is a proper exploration trip here. Like there's no chance you could go to this place with like normal cars. I love my T-Rex and I love the places that it's bringing me.
And I live in enough. This blunt, I'm taking a puff. I'm starting to feel like it's us. No trust, so do as you must. For real, don't know when I stay out of town. I get done when I stay out of town. 500 shots, I got 500 rounds. 500 plots, I got 500 pounds. Yeah, I'm trusting none, I'm told. Honestly, I'm trusting half what I'm shown. I don't pop out, but it's each to their own. My bitch, she hate when I be on my phone.
Yeah, so by the way, the chimney, we're driving to the first real
pit stop of the day, which is gonna be lunch. Jimmy's gonna come with us in 1st and 5th gear, and then we're gonna figure out what to do with the Jimny. Out of all the cars, this is the last one I expected to break, because these are normally like very sturdy and robust and like don't break that much. Okay, I may have actually talked too soon. I think the Jimny is just got completely done. Soll ich dich ziehen? Ich hab Schnur.
Hast du einen Schnur?
Yeah. Okay, so the Jimny just completely gave out. So we're just gonna try to pull the Jimny as far as possible. This feels like a sheep and adventure. Something breaking immediately after takeoff. Geht gar nichts mehr beim Jimny, oder?
Ja, das hat jetzt, da waren so viele Späne wahrscheinlich schon drin.
Okay. I actually think that my car is probably the best for towing purposes because I have the most horsepower. Alright, it's only like 30 minutes to the next spot.
Okay, perfect.
This is actually working pretty good. The Jimny is a very light car and the TRX just has so much power.
You cannot feel it.
Yeah, you don't even
No.
really feel it.
Stop, down.
We just had to change drivers because it's really hard actually to get pulled by rope. So if you don't really know what you're doing, the rope ends up just basically flying around in the air. It's just very important to always keep strain on the rope, yeah, and to not let it loose. Causing a massive traffic jam. My huge TRX. So, made it to the garage where they will hopefully fix the chimney. Alright, so just talked to the French mechanic here. They don't really care about fixing the car. So we're gonna leave this chimney here. It's going to be picked up by the German ADAC in a few days. And that's it, first car defect. Yeah, one car less on the trip. At least we pulled it here, that worked pretty well. So let's go and rejoin the others. I'm pretty hungry now, so let's have some lunch. And then we'll see what happens. Yeah, found a pretty nice spot to have some lunch, by the way. All the cars lined up here, and we're right at the beach once again. I swear to God, this place is so beautiful. Yeah, luckily for me, these guys helped me out because I forgot my water cooker at home. But they have everything in their Amarok, which is pretty nice setup. All right, back into the office. Yeah, so far so good. Lunch was pretty nice. It's going to get more extreme now, the guide said. So we're going to have to park the RAV somewhere because apparently the RAV is not going to make it onto the roads that we're going now. But at least we have some pretty nice weather now, which is something. I'll keep you guys updated. Yeah, so the RAV is parked, which means that it's time to go hardcore, I don't know. These roads here, by the way, are pretty nice. This is all like normal road, not off-road. I wish I would have brought my M3. Next time I'm coming with the M3. Not for off-roading, but like for research purposes here on Corsica. So this time it's not very slippery, but it's going to get pretty steep and pretty like your car is going to wind pretty much.
Wow, Jesus. Oh God.
Should be lost. I'm off safari fun.
Voll, ey.
The only thing with the T-Rex is that the hood is so high up, you don't really see where you're going if you're driving out to the mountain. But the camera is helping quite a lot here.
Yeah.
Like that's the main plus side of the T-Rex. It just has so much horsepower. You don't really need any. You can just stop in the middle of a trail and just get going again. Also like 900 Newton meters of torque. This car is just a beast.
Wow, sorry.
Also ich muss sagen, this is probably the steepest I've ever driven in my life so far. Alles der Shit.
Voll. Oh no!
So this is actually way nicer than the road that we were doing before because it's way less rocky, which means you can go around in the car way less. Alright, so apparently what we're going to do is we're driving up this hill and it does not really look steep on the video. I can see it right now, but it is actually insanely steep.
Alright, I'm ready. Celine is a bit nervous. The others went the left way, so let's see if the T-Rex can make it to the middle.
Oh Baby, du bist so schnell. Oh, Jesus. Pass auf, das Loch.
Gescheit Loch. Schnell hin. So the other cars are having some issues, but the T-Rex. That was actually pretty easy. Oh my god. I think we were the fastest on top of the hill. Oh my god, that was very nice though. Very good T-Rex, I'm very proud of you. Didn't even need to lock any differentials. We didn't even need to. We're just in a normal four-wheel drive mode. We didn't even need to go into four-wheel drive low. That's how good the T-Rex actually handles this type of terrain. I'm honestly quite surprised because I thought the T-Rex is mostly going to be for like, you know, desert stuff. And not really for this very slow rock crawling kind of activities, but the T-Rex seems to be pretty much at home here as it is in the desert. It's just a very well-built car and just perfect for this stuff, honestly. Suspension is just a great plus point with the T-Rex. With every other car, everything would have probably fallen apart how fast I drove up here. Oh, they're having some issues. Ah, okay. Their transmission is overheating on the Amarok. They can't go further. Was haben wir? Getriebe überhitzt. Also lass abkühlen einfach, oder? Man, I love this car. Alright, Amarok is back. That was, by the way, a 20-degree vertical slope. So, because you don't really see it on video, but 20 degrees is quite a lot, especially on such a long stretch. I think it is quite a lot, I don't know, I'm not really an off-road guy. It was so steep that Celine wanted to get out of the car, so that should probably... And it was so steep that some others went.
Kannst du ein, zwei Leute auf der Ladefläche mitnehmen kurz?
Ja, klar.
Für bis wir oben sind.
Magst mitfahren? Ja.
Willst du auch mitfahren?
Wir sind bei der Mountain Uber. Der Mountain Uber.
Alle aussteigen bitte. Fishy. This island is actually way more beautiful than I anticipated. And I know I just said it probably a few minutes ago for you guys, but standing here on top of this very interesting mountain, looking at these ruins, and then there's like more mountains down there, and then you have the lake or like the sea. Shit is beautiful. And there's nobody out here, nobody lives here. I don't know why I never came here earlier. Very cool. Jetzt wird sich auf die Pappen machen. Alright, we have to continue the journey because our tour guide is a little bit impatient. We stop for like 5 minutes to enjoy the view and then he keeps going. Very efficient man. Alright, so we have another challenge. This one here, which I don't know if you can see it on video, but it's pretty steep. It's actually so steep that Celine decided to get out of the car this time. So supposedly it's like 25-degree slope uphill. And it's pretty sketchy because like you have some very deep Fugen on the right side. But yeah, I'm just gonna send it. Oh my god. Yeah, that was actually pretty nice. I fired it a little bit so it smells. But that was actually pretty easy. And this is here, you can see pretty much the steepest section here. So, Bronco, struggling a little bit, I have to say.
Vecchio. Jawohl. Ah. Okay, jawohl. Yeah. Speed fixes everything. So, we are pretty much at the hotel for today, which means we're gonna go and relax. I really have to relax a little bit because I was actually quite stressful. No, not stressful, but like quite
Exhausting.
exhausting, yeah, honestly. Looks like a pretty beautiful hotel.
Yeah.
The thing about these Delta tours is they want you to, you know, play around in the dirt and in the mud and like be an animal for during the day. And then at night you have like the nicest hotels and the nicest like dinners and everything. So it's pretty cool contrast to have everything together. So let's park our car and take a look at the hotel, which looks pretty nice. Alright, really quick. This here is our room. Beautiful. Look at the view. There's a huge river down below there. It's actually amazing. I have to show you the whole hotel because it is actually pretty cool. Yeah, I have no idea what this is over there. Pretty random. Oh, like for sunbathing. I don't know why this is parked here, but this is actually maybe parked for quite some time already. And I don't know why there's like golden bones in here. All the cars and like the restaurant and everything is back there. I really like those trees, by the way. Very beautiful trees. Kind of looks like some ritual place out of a horror movie, if you ask me. I don't know, that kind of looks weird. Has anybody seen this movie Midsommar? Because that kind of gives me those vibes. Yeah, and over here. Ah, yeah. Oh, it's such a peaceful, and quiet and calm hotel. Look at this. They have this in the backyard. Which hotel has a river going through the backyard? That's beautiful. Sand. Bro, Corsica is amazing. Why don't more people go to Corsica? I don't understand it. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna take a quick shower because we're actually sweating pretty much today. And now I'm gonna go eat. So I'll see you guys later. Yeah, good morning and welcome back to another day in Corsica.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
This is officially the second day of our trip across the mountains of Corsica. Today is going to get pretty rowdy, the guy told us. That's why I'm wearing my adventure hat. We have apparently some deep water crossings and some other bit high speed sections and everything. So I am actually very motivated. Look at this, 1 second. I think this lineup is pretty cool with all these dirty cars here in front of the hotel. It looks just, I mean, this is kind of the old one out and this one as well here. But everything else is just kind of looks so post-apocalyptic, like we're about to fight some zombies or something. I don't know. I was very surprised how the Ram handled everything yesterday. Actually very happy with the Ram. My car is now being converted basically to the luggage car because we have so much space in the car that everybody just puts their luggage in our car. And yeah, we're also the emergency car. If anything happens, we can help and pull them out or whatever because we have the most power, which is cool. Anyway, I'm ready. I think all the others are getting ready too. Loading up the cars, talking, doing girly stuff. Oh my god. Twins! So, this car, unfortunately, as cool as it looks, as funky as it looks, it is not coming with us today because today is apparently going to get a bit too extreme for this car. Problem is just it doesn't really have any ground clearance and it also has like no power. Delta 404 Explorer Tour, day number 2. Let's go. What better way to start the morning than with a very early car bath. Finally my car is now getting properly cleaned, hopefully at least.
thing with the G classes is that they have such a huge high point, so they tend to flip over a bit easier than, for example, the TRX. And also the TRX has a pretty long wheelbase, which means that it doesn't really, the chance of you like losing grip with one of the rear tires, for example, in sections like this, pretty slim because it's a long wheelbase. Because if you look at the G class, it's unsettling way more than the TRX.
Ja.
Shaking around way more, while we are in here pretty chill. I mean, now he's lost. Yeah, now his left tire is off the ground. And again.
Oh Jesus. Oh my god.
And with the T-Rex, it's actually a bit more chill. Yeah, at this point, we have to pause really quick because I have to explain. It all went way too well up until this moment because I was talking and focusing so much about the G-Class in front of me that I didn't notice a huge bump in the road. It was literally like a half-meter deep pothole that I just drove directly through.
Was jetzt? Was denn? Was ist da?
Keine Ahnung. Schau schnell. Keine Ahnung, was habe ich drauf?
Ausgefallen.
So, okay.
Oh Gott. Oh Gott.
Ja, perfekt.
Das Workout. Was machst du jetzt?
Das ist eine gute Frage. Eventuell gibt es kleine Probleme. Er hat gerade mein Servo, glaube ich, zusammengehauen und ich komme nicht über das Loch. My steering servo is broken.
Vorne, glaube ich. Also mindestens, glaube ich, ist der vor uns.
Ja, wir sind dabei.
Steering servo.
Jesus.
Okay, at least we made it out of here. I didn't see a hole and then it's just smashed my complete front. That's the problem with the T-Rex, like we always said yesterday. Don't really see. Oh, da ist das eine Scheiße.
Oh Gott.
Yeah. I mean, the car is still drivable, but this can be very annoying. Because the holes in the ground stay.
Ja.
Turn your wheels quite a lot.
Oh Gott. Wir sind mitten im Nirgendwo.
You have to watch out that you don't break your fingers. Also rauskommen oder mal nix?
Geht schon wieder? Ja. Ah ja.
So really quick to recap what happened. At first I thought I messed up the control arms of the truck because all of the weight of the truck was leaning against the left outside of the driver's side tire, and I thought it just basically completely bent the arms in the front of the truck and everything was messed up. But in the end what happened is that through this force on the tire, the whole electronics of the car just got messed up. I think it just messed with some of the sensors, and this caused the whole steering servo and everything else basically just completely go into standby mode. The dampening control stopped working, the all-wheel drive system stopped working, the engine management system stopped working, everything electronic inside the truck stopped working at this moment. I was pretty confused at first, but in the end just turning off the truck and then turning it on again after a few minutes solved all the issues and we could continue our journey.
Boah, das hat wirklich über die Finger Vollgas wieder.
Das hat er nicht
And
angenehm ausgeschaut.
that's the reason why off-road you drive like this. You never put your thumbs in here, because if I would have done that, I would have ripped my thumbs off probably, or like broke them at least.
Oh mein Gott.
Sheepman, word of advice. I learned that the hard way with the pre-runner, because I held the pre-runner steering wheel like this one time, and then, well, the same thing pretty much happened, and it hurts so badly in the thumbs. Okay, I'm happy that nothing broke. It's just some electronic stuff.
Ja.
But that was a bit scary for a second there, I really have to say.
Das sieht halt so schwer.
So this is going to be pretty interesting, I think, because of my long wheelbase. That's the thing, when the long wheelbase is probably not the most ideal.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I might need to get my car aligned when I'm back home. All the error messages are gone now as well. Everything good. T-Rex made it out alive. That was a bit interesting. Yeah, after this small little interesting happening, they decided to bring us to the deepest or like tightest section in Corsica for some reason. You literally hear your car getting scratched from every single corner possible. Viel, sag ich immer. Oi, da schaut das mal an. Jurassic Park.
Wow. Und die Büsche, oh Gott.
Oi, richtig. Auto bereiter hassen diesen Trick.
Tiefst da runter. Easy cheesy.
If you're wondering, this is pretty much like similar to the one where I nearly broke my car. So this is what I drove into with the steering wheel like this. So,
Stell dir mal rein. Da kannst du dich verstecken drin.
Jetzt aber!
Jetzt hat.
Alter, das sind aber die Ultra-Pilze. Alter! Boah, leck mir was! Ah, easy! Catch up to the others because I took a pee break, by the way.
Oh, Jesus.
I have 10 times more horsepower than he has in the G-Class. He has around 80 horsepower, the T-Rex is like 700 horsepower. This is actually really beautiful here.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess it's time for a well-deserved lunch break after today's adventures already. Ready for a good lunch, I guess. So anyway, here's the plan. They're going to continue their off-road trip today, driving into the mountains and whatever. But I found a pretty cool mountain road here, like a, asphalt road. And I kind of want to explore it a little bit and see if the T-Rex slides. So we're just going to go our own way and go to try to drift the T-Rex down some mountain roads or up some mountain roads. Just have some fun on the streets. And yeah, also this road where we came from is pretty cool. So I'm just gonna drive this one here, have a little bit of fun on the T-Rex, go a bit faster. And I also have my module with me, which means I can drift my T-Rex to rear-wheel drive, so we can have some fun on the streets. So that's our plan for today. So everybody's gone, only us left. The others went somewhere this way. We're gonna go this way, and we're gonna have some fun. And my T-Rex is back again in rear-wheel drive mode. Alright, so first step is that we have to get back to the road because we actually just drove on the road. That's how I got the idea to go back and drive onto this. I think it's like Corsica's, one of Corsica's most beautiful mountain roads. We're gonna have a good time, but we're pretty deep off the civilization. So good with the T-Rex. I honestly think the faster you go with the TRX, the less you feel some of the bumps because the suspension just evens it out so well. And this car is built, or this truck is actually built to go off-road fast, not to go off-road slow. So Corsica here is truly paradise. You can do pretty much everything you want. You have amazing off-road facilities, or like off-road tracks, as you can see my whole video, but also you have some pretty cool normal mountain roads, which I'm gonna show you in a bit, hopefully. Just a bit tight sometimes.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and we made it to the road. Off-road mode turned into street mode. I guess let's fucking go. This does not feel like a truck, it feels more like a sports car. I mean, look how you can throw it around, it's insane. It kind of feels like a sports car with a wonky suspension. If that makes sense, you know? Also, this road is fantastic. I need to come here again with like my M3 or something. Of course, we have a little bit of understeer sometimes. Okay, I'm going to shut up now so you guys can hear the V8 screaming. It's supercharged. Yeah, we reached the top. That was a pretty fun road, I have to say. Alright, let's turn off the axle lock and turn it back into four-wheel drive. I really hope my four-wheel drive is still working. I hit the tire in a curb one time, but the good thing about these tires is they're like indestructible. Oh, it's such a cool truck. I'm so happy. It did the off-roading perfect. You can slide it on the road. Tell me another car that you can do this with, except for like a buggy or a rally car or whatever. 1,300 meters, that's how high we are. And look at this. Amazing. And there's nobody out here, just only me. I should probably pick up Celine though. We're driving back to the hotel to meet up with the others. They did some more off-roading, but we came across a pretty crazy road on the way back. I mean, wait, it's even crazy over here. Look how far down this. Dra mir nicht mal gescheit, vielleicht geht er runter. Imagine the following. M3. So, like I said, we're gonna go drive to the hotel, meet up with the others. We have a little side quest, a little surprise for Celine, I guess. Das könnte sich ausgehen. Kite. From the mountains all the way to the beach. What a day today. That was pretty amazing, I have to say. That looks pretty cool. Okay. Oh my god. Well, it turns out I'm actually an idiot. Oh my god. Well, I wanted to turn around so we can drive back out and take some pictures of the T-Rex. But the car was in rear-wheel drive mode, so we're stranded, yeah. But help is on the way already.
Romantisch.
Kannst mir nicht besser vorstellen.
Yeah, honestly, that by the way showed me that I think I actually fried my transfer case again, because when I started to sink in, it was only the rear wheel spinning, and then yeah, I sunk it. And I tried shifting around a little bit. The front wheels are moving now, but also not at full speed. So I think drifting on the street is probably not the... Probably we shouldn't do that anymore with the T-Rex if I want to keep my transfer case. I'll have to replace it again probably, which is around 2,000 euros. So perfect. But yeah, now at least I know before winter that my transfer case is fucked. Because like there's no way to find out if your overdrive is working if you're not on loose surface. Well, now I am. And now we know it's fucked. Because otherwise I wouldn't have gotten stuck here in the sand. The only positive side is that, well, some fellow Delta 4x4 enjoyers just drove past in this road and looked down and were like, oh, well, look at these idiots. So they turned around and, well, we're gonna try to figure out a way how to get the car out of the sand now.
Tschüss. Ja? Ja, ja, ja. Ja. Hey, hey, hey.
Yeah, I guess now it's time to go to the hotel.
After getting unstuck from the sand, we drove back to the hotel, and honestly I have to say I was quite tired, so I didn't really feel much. Next morning we woke up and we started off for a half-day journey across Corsica to get back to the ferry. On the way there we stopped for a quick lunch break and we were greeted by some pretty cool rally cars that were there for the rally course. Unfortunately the ferry was delayed quite a few hours, which made the journey way back home after the ferry even more tiring. In the end we came back home at 3 AM in the morning the next day. I really have to say that was quite an adventure, and honestly I'm very grateful that I could be part of it. I want to say a huge thanks to the guys from Delta 4x4 for organizing this and also for inviting me to come over with Celine. I had a really good time, and I really have to say this was one of the coolest things I've done with my T-Rex so far. I would have never thought this car would be so off-road capable, but it turns out this car is actually a beast. I would highly suggest anyone watching this doing an off-road tour to Corsica, as it is one of the most beautiful islands I've ever been to, and the sights and views that you see are absolutely beautiful. Also, pushing my car kind of to the limit was really what made this trip very special to me. In the end, I really had a good time, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I see you guys again in the next video.